and welcome to another upload of LunaTalks. So I know it's been a little minute now, and many things happened in October. For one, it was my birthday, and for another, it was a lot of reminders. It was, as many of you know, it was my doggy's birthday, the one that passed away, my road dog. So that was kind of a little bit of a painful reminder. And, and then my birthday. And then I started to think, I'm like, okay, at this stage, I'm 52. It feels really strange to say a number. And every year that I do get older, now I'm understanding what my grandmother means when she says she feels so surprised by saying the number out loud, because it feels surreal, especially if it doesn't relate to how you feel, in the moment, in real life, your mindset and all that. Like, in many cases, it doesn't match. So it's like society says, well, when you're 40, you're supposed to be crickety and crotchety and not be able to get up out of the chair. And that's so not true, y'all. That is so not true. Like, please. Even when I was in my 20s and 30s, I had a good amount of friends that were a lot older than me. And it wasn't out of, oh my God, they're older. No, it was because I found out they were older much later down the line. Their mindset was so vivid. It was so sharp. The way they thought about others, their experiences, the way they explained them. I was just like, and it just never crossed my mind ever to be like, oh, they old, or oh, they're 20, 30 years older than me. Like, those thoughts never crossed my mind. I just knew that they were people and they were my friends, and they had vast life experiences that I never had. So with that said, being 52 now, this is another perception as well. That, oh, you get older, nobody wants you. Oh, you're getting older, depending on how you age, nobody's gonna want you. And I'm here to tell y'all that is another lie. That is another lie. Now, I know there is such a thing as a hobosexual, which is pretty much someone that couch surfs. Not even couch surfs. They target people, pretty much like trying to emotionally win someone over so they can manipulate their way into someone's space and, figure like, hey, we're in a relationship, or I like you, oh, I can move in. And no, and I always knew that was a thing, but I didn't know it was that out of control until I met with a financial advisor a few years back. And this was actually around the pandemic time period. And he said to me specifically, out of the blue, he said, Luna, you can't let people up under your roof. And I'm like, oh, and I'm thinking he's referring to, like, friends trying to overstay their welcome, relatives trying to do the same. No, he was not referring to that at all. He was referring to men or some women that are specific on pushing and maneuvering their way into someone's space for the sake of having a place to lay their head that night. And he was like, those are called hobosexuals. And I was just like, wow. Like, again, that's another thought that never crossed my mind, to be like, ooh, I don't have a place to live. I am talking to Tyrone. He do got his own place. Let me talk to him. No, that's never crossed my mind. And I guess if you want to get technical, that could be looked at as another form of, of hoeing. So to each their own on that. But I say all that to say that I figured, I figured when I was over 40, about 40, that the majority of men would just leave me alone. They would just not be interested, no matter what I look like. Dressed up, do-rag on the head at the store, hair in Bantu knots, hair done, walking around with PJs at Walmart, being dressed up on my way to go meet friends. It did not matter. It did not matter. I'm a female at the end of the day. And plus, my stature does call for attention. Okay, I get it. I'm 5'11". I get it. Majority of women are not as tall as me. I understand that. But I figured a lot of that would have fell off. I figured, with the messages society is sending, that I would just be left alone at that point. I would go back to being invisible. I'm a black woman, just disappear into the crowd kind of mentality. But no, every year I grow older, I grow more and more astonished and surprised by some of the advances. So one advance, well, just one of many, that sticks out of my head is, what do y'all do when you think someone is a friend or maybe an associate on their way to becoming your friend, and you've already hung out a few times, but this time it's off in a sense. It's not, oh, we're tipsy, oh girl, we hugging on each other too much, and it's one of those nights where you just drink a little too much and girl, I love you, girl, oh, girl. No, it was not that. It was far from it. So a few years ago, I was, I worked at a restaurant. I was a line cook, as I tell people in another life. And, I was pretty cool with everybody there. We were a tight-knit little crew. The servers kind of stayed with each other, and all of us back of house in the kitchen, we, kind of stuck to each other too. But it was never anything combative, like back of the house against the servers. Like, it was never that. We were all pretty friendly with one another. So a few of us started to hang out, one of those things like, oh, it was a successful evening, dinner service. We cleaned up early. The executive chef offers everybody a round of drinks on him at the bar afterwards, and we would do that. We would do stuff like that. So a server and I became really cool. She was cool, nothing strange or anything or off. But I mean, in general, I liked her. She was cool. And we already hung out a couple of times, got a little tipsy, No worries. I mean, she was laid back like I was. Well, everybody in the back of the house, they would make jokes. Like, she come in the back, say hello to me, say hello to everybody. And then, when she goes back out, the guys would make fun of me. Oh, your woman came back here to say what's up. That's your girl. And I'm like, you guys, she's not gay. Like, even if she was, because I had plenty of friends. I know this sounds like such a freaking cliche thing to say, but I mean, I did and I still do have plenty of friends in the community. So I could give a damn if she was a lesbian or not. I really couldn't care less. But the guys in the back making fun of her all the time. And it got to the point I was just like, y'all, come on, just chill, just please chill. Okay. Then they stopped. So one night, her and we went out. We both wanted to check out this club. So I brought my clothes. And the plan was, since she lived closer to the restaurant, which was closer to where we were going, change at her place, finish getting ready, pregame, and then head out. And I would drive because I already knew she was going to get wasted. Okay, fine. So go over to her place, get dressed, pre-gaming, get ready to head out, have fun that night. It was a lot of fun. Excuse me. Come back. We left her car at the restaurant and I drove. So I drove us back to her place. We changed pregame and then went out. Okay. So at the end of the night, we come back. She was pretty kind of wasted. Bring her back to her house. And it's like I'm getting ready to leave. And it felt like a switch went off with her. Suddenly it's, a hug turned into 2 hugs, turned into 3 hugs, turned into she's starting to cry. She's falling all over me. And then it suddenly stops because I feel like, looking back, she realized that I wasn't falling for stuff like that. I just chopped it up to just her being drunk. I didn't see it as anything else. I just figured she was drunk. But then it turned into, I don't even want to say assertion. It was teetering on aggression at that point. It was blocking me from leaving the front door. It was grabbing my clothes, tearing at my shirt. It was pulling on my belt. And then she dropped to her knees and was like, let me get at that. You know you want me to get at that. And then she tries to tear at my pants, and then she jumps up and tries to choke at me and restrain me. Now that's when the hood in your girl had to come out. That's when I had to push her off me, and then at that point I had to punch her in the face. Because now you're being aggressive, and now it feels like the R kind of situation. You ain't gonna R me in your house, and y'all know what I'm talking about. You're not gonna do me like that. Like, I don't do that. So, and yes, it took me off guard. Yes, I was disappointed because I actually liked hanging out with her, and she was actually mad cool, as a person at the end of the day. But when she did that, I was just like, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. I'm done. And I just was disappointed. And then the next night, was dinner service, and she was acting funny. I said hello, but all the guys in the back, that I work with, they could sense that something was off. And they were like, what's wrong? And then one guy was like, what's wrong, lovers in paradise having a quarrel or something? And they all start laughing, trying to haze me. all this stuff. And I told one dude I was real cool with, I was close with, I'll just call him Vinny. I was like, yo, Vinny, I'll tell you like later after. And he was like, word? I said, yeah. So of course after work I tell him, he was like, oh my gosh. He had my back so much, he was ready to fight her. He was like, yo, that's assault. And I'm like, tell me about it. That is assault. Why do you think I had to punch her in her face? And then I didn't think I hit her to that point. When she showed up for dinner service, the side of her face was red and her eye was a little bit swollen. Forgive me for laughing, y'all. Forgive me for laughing, y'all, because I just remember, I was like, it really just hit me just now when I said that. I was like, yeah, her face was red, because that's when the guys were like, oh, you guys have a little lover's quarrel, lovers in paradise. And I was like, oh. But yeah. So yeah, I told homie afterwards, and he was just like, that's assault. That's, and of course, him being him, went and told the other guys. And the next day after that, it turned into them shunning her. It's like, she come in there, oh, I need this order done on the fly. And they would totally ignore her. And it got to the point where the executive chef had to have a team meeting with us and was like, whatever you guys do outside of work, you got to keep it separate from here. And at that point, when he said that, that's when I was like, I can't hang out with none of these people no more. I just couldn't do it. And I said all that to say that sometimes you people that you work with, that's all they are. They are coworkers. You don't know what people do outside of work. You don't know what other kind of lives people have outside of work. Everybody is not your friend. Everybody is not your friend. You can't let everybody have access to you like that. You can't, But yeah, that thing with that girl showed me that, I hate to say it, but it's like sometimes you do have to be on guard, sadly. You gotta be ready. You can't just, I don't know. Because I think about that later too, and I was like, what if I was just if I panicked, or if I was just some scared, weak woman and, okay. Like, nah. I already know I got too much warrior in me to let that even occur with a male. Forget about a female. But I'm not gonna, it just doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. I don't know what happened to that woman. She didn't stay too much longer with us at the job. I know that. She just stopped coming in. She didn't do a formal resignation or anything. She just stopped coming in. So we don't know if the woman's alive, dead, in a ditch. Nobody knew. So, but yeah. So ladies and men, sometimes you just gotta be aware of unwanted advances. And it's like, what would you do in that situation? Would you play possum and just let anything happen? Or would you stand up for yourself and put your foot down? I don't know. Thanks for joining me for another LunaTalks. Night night.